Go
All
ahead, Gigi.
right. We are starting here. We at the East Side. I want to welcome everybody to this channel. It's the East Side Porch Talk, where we are here to talk raw and express how we feel about this situation with Carmelo Anthony. All right. So I am streaming on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So if you guys want to speak up, I will put the link at the in the form so you guys can speak. This is an open phone call, blog talk. So if you guys did not know, we have DL Hughley that is speaking out. We're going to review. We have Charleston White that is speaking about this case. We're going to review. And we have DL Hughley speaking out about this case. So Carmelo Anthony, he has set an appeal. Today I got phone calls. They were telling me that, they shaved his head bald and they were telling me he didn't want to get his hair shaven bald. That I guess they made him. I didn't understand that. I didn't I didn't have no idea that when you go to prison you gotta have a clean head. You gotta shave your head. They say they got so many scratches and nicks on his head. And I'm like, what? I didn't believe it. I was like, no, because plenty of people that go to jail, they got hair. I mean, this is just it's kind of awkward. What do you know anything about that?
Yes, Gigi. Most times when men go to be incarcerated, they do shave their hair, and when they grow it back out, they're allowed to have it the way they want to have it, But they do that. It's not illegal for them to do that.
So let me
But
ask you this question. Do they
mhm.
force you to do it? Everybody have to have a clean head shave, even the white people.
Yes, Gigi. If their hair is extremely long, yes, they have to have it short. Yes, and
Okay, but
sometimes
he
they
got his
cut.
hair bald.
Yeah, sometimes they ball it. Some states ball it. Some states just have it, like a military cut. It all depends on what state the actual person is in. Some states ball it. Texas is one of the states, like I said, you wouldn't want to even mess with. They're just like Indiana, Florida. It's a whole different ball game there.
Yeah, because he had hair, and he did not want to cut his hair. And they said when they grabbed his head and did it, they were very aggressive, and he got nicks and marks all on his head.
Gigi, they're gonna really treat him really bad, badly, because at the end of the day, all those folks know each other. I don't understand why he wasn't granted a change of venue. My thing is what makes me know that this is a major setup, because this was a high profile case. And for him not to get a change of venue, and all the judges, the DA rather, and the attorneys, all of them know each other. All of them probably go to the same country club. All of them probably hang out together. Well, the people say they don't, and even the father. So all of them, but and this is one thing I just don't understand why they didn't grant him a change of venue, because they knew what they were about to do. This judge knew. That's why he was ordering for him to go out on and get a speedy trial, right along with the attorney. I'm just wondering what part that the attorney actually played. Was he really fighting for the young man's life? That's what I'm wondering. And if he really didn't do the best job that he could have did, then I think the parents should go and talk to the bar. I really do think they should talk to the bar, because I don't think that this attorney did a good job at all. I think this attorney did a botched job of this case, if you ask me, because at the end of the day, Gigi, they didn't never subpoena any of those children's phone. Though everybody that was in the area, they never subpoenaed the phone. And these people are saying that Austin was not the aggressor. Yes, he was. It's plain to see that he was the aggressor. And then when this man was getting beat, where was somebody to go run to the coach and say, hey, we can't get Austin off the dude? Or, they kicking Austin is fighting the dude. You know, where was that? Where was that? That's why I say Austin was the aggressor. Nobody tried to break it up. So everybody should be held accountable for Karmelo. And if I was his family, I would fight back with lawsuits. Why didn't they break it up? You stood around and let my child get, assaulted, and nobody broke it up. That's unbelievable. And then the father gets out on the web and he say racism, making racism comments. You're making racism comments. You're talking about, oh, we gave you enough. You didn't give us enough. You've been raping, stealing, and killing your grandfathers, fathers, and everybody for many years. So what did you give us? You guys talk about the big home that the young man live in, that y'all want the estate, his home. You want his mother's Cadillac Escalade. Is that what you guys are worried about, trying to get your story out so you can get wealth? You're not worried about your child. He was just a so-called a victim of unaliving. So you trying to say, and so you guys are talking about money. That's what it's all about, Gigi. I'm gonna tell you, that's what it's all about. It's about a Black family that's having more than, and this young man, Karmelo, also got the participation trophy, which I'm pretty sure Austin did not get because his father talked about it. So you was mad about that as well. So the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, Gigi. If your parent is talking racist stuff on national TV and everywhere, that lets you know that something's got to be done. Everybody got to get in the vehicles, and we got to take a stand when this boy comes back to court. We, as Black peoples, we got to get off and stop doing this. We have to stop. Let this stop. Let them know we're coming for peace, but we're not going to give peace unless justice is served towards that young man, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Cardi B, I don't condone violence. True enough. But I got to give a shout out, Gigi. If you never heard of it, his name is Secret Service Sam. He's been doing his groundwork for the boy. Okay? He's really has. Cardi B has been speaking out. Charleston White, Candace Matthews, you came up short. You was a day late and $1 short. Then when Fox News put you on the spot and asked, will you donate? You talk about no American is going to donate finances. Why would you say that for his defense team? Why would you say that? But you can give out lawyers, good lawyers, and you can talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk. See, these are the people that we need to watch, because these are mega people. These are not our people. Y'all got to wake up and smell the coffee. We're not living in an everyday world like we once was. That's what they got to realize, Gigi. We're not living like we once was. Now, Trump, we got him. He's making all this stuff worse. I want to make America great again. Well, America was never yours. Christopher Columbus never discovered America. It was already here. And the Indians discovered it. But y'all robbed, steal, and kill for that, which was our ancestors, a lot of them. So that's why I just say they do too much racism. That's what it's all about. And Cardi B said it correctly. I'm going to have to teach my kids not to fool with them. If you have to fool with them, walk away from them if they want to engage in something with you, because this is unacceptable. That boy was not an angel. He was not an angel. He was a bully. And everybody know he was a bully. And all those kids that sit around and their parents, and now the Metcalf family talking about they're scared. You don't think Carmelo Anthony wasn't scared when they were jumping on him, beating him down, giving him a black eye? You don't think this young man was scared? But your family saying you get threats. Okay, they family said they get threats. Don't cry now. Don't holler now for help. Was anybody hollering help for this young man when he was getting beat? But then you get in the comments and you hear y'all supporters hollering about, oh, at least he got a black eye. What? At least he just got a beat down, a good old fashioned beat down. Is that how you look at it? Then you get in comments and you hear all the racial slurs. Stop, Black America. Stop thinking these people love you and care about you. They don't. They just tolerate us. And let me tell you something. We have to stand up for our children. When we know right from right and wrong from wrong, we got to speak out. We got to speak out. These devils, that's why they can't stand the sun. That's why they can't stand the sun, because they're devils. They cannot compare to the light as we can stand in the light. So I'm just saying, we have to speak out. We have to be the voice for Karmelo Anthony. We have to be the voice for the young lady that got hit by the police officer. But that sheriff department and police department knew that was very disturbing, and they was not going for it. We have to speak out for Michael Brown. We have to speak out for Trayvon Martin. We have to speak out for those, George Foreman, those who can't speak out for themselves. We have to keep speaking out for Breonna Taylor. We have to keep speaking out. We have to come out of our houses, and we have to get on the front. Like back in the day, like recently, what a person said, what did Troll say? He said, you got to be transparent. You got to put your boots on the ground. We have to put our boots on the ground. Even if we got to get in the car with everybody else, because this is disturbing. It's very disturbing. To me, it is very disturbing. Because you don't know when your child is next. Don't sit on the front porch and say, well, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Because it could be your child. And then you want somebody to cry out. Let's not cry out when it hit our door. Let's cry out now. Because this is somebody else's child. And it's not about money or what his mother and father has. This man, Mr. Metcalf, child called that boy a monkey. Then they say it was over a tent. It wasn't over a tent. It was over that man's race. It was over Karmelo Anthony's race. He's a black young man that was going somewhere. And this bully probably wouldn't have never made it to second base. That's what it was about. And they hate it. Let's keep America black and white. No, let's keep America in living colors, because that's what it is, in living colors. It's not black and white. It's in living colors, and it's right before our eyes. And we gotta stop allowing them to play in our face, because that's what they're doing. They're playing in our face. What they're doing to Karmelo is unacceptable. Then they want to tell us, oh, he's so depressed. Don't believe it if something happens to him. Don't believe it if something happens to him. Don't believe it, y'all. Don't believe it. Because we want to go through the jail cells from now on. We want to see what it's like in the jail cell. We know there's no way they can hang themselves in the jail cell. That's the lie they want to be telling y'all when they're unaliving our people. There's nowhere they can hang themselves.
Well, let's watch
no jail cell.
Hanging themselves. You know what we're trying to say.
Well,
we gotta watch the language.
There's no way they can tie a noose. Can I say that?
Or just say Sudi Sadi. No way.
Okay, there's no way they can.
We get what you're saying. We get
yes,
what you're
ma'am.
implying. I get what you're implying, so we don't have to
yes,
be
ma'am.
direct, because you implied it. We get it.
Yeah, okay. But we know this is not happening. So if something do happen to this young man, just believe we're not going to take a no for an answer. We're not. The judge was racist. Everybody was racist in that county. Majority of them was. They was racist. And you could tell the way they spoke out.
We got to watch that R word too. You know we on YouTube and Facebook, so we have to be sensitive to our language.
Yes, ma'am. All righty.
Just
Well,
like the street guys.
you
The street
you know they
guys,
colorblind.
hold on. One thing I do like about the street guys, they can speak in code. They can tell you, this ain't that, and you already know what it means. Street guys, they
Right.
can imply different things. You know what I'm saying? Without saying
Yes.
it. Because they already know they can't say it directly because it can be used against them. So we have to use that same awareness when we speaking on these platforms, because you don't want the platform to be taken away from you or anything that's going to suppress your voice. And if a group of people may not like you because of your skin tone, don't give them more reason to suppress your voice. You have to be smarter than that. But I
Oh, yeah,
also
absolutely, Gigi.
wanted to say, when you were talking about the point of, you know, what they were doing, I feel like, as far as the father's concerned, I think that he's getting paid to push this agenda. I think that it's a whole system at play, that they are using this to push an agenda, and the agenda is white supremacy.
Oh, yes, it
You
is.
touch one of ours, and we're gonna make you know it, and we're gonna make you pay it. And they like that. It's on the front, and everybody see it. More people I hear, they say they were doing it because they wanted to get voted in, and you want those votes. So this is political as well. It's not just, a simple guy that did this. I mean, this has a lot of components to it.
Oh,
It's
yes,
very
absolutely.
political. So you're not only fighting against justice, you're fighting against politics. You're not fighting for
Absolutely.
fairness. So if you're in this fight thinking, okay, I just want justice, you have to realize that's not what we're fighting. This is politics.
Yes.
And I think people don't realize that. And if you guys are here, we have 18 people right now, 18 eyes. I want to let you guys know this platform is open. Anybody can come up here and speak. If you guys can really like this video, I appreciate it. Subscribe here at the East Side Porch Talk, where we have real conversations with real people. So I want to go and I want to look at some of the clips out here.
Can I ask you something? Can I say something, Gigi, before you
Okay.
do that, sweetheart? I just want to say this too, that why didn't if Cal if I mean excuse me, if Austin felt like he was in the wrong under the wrong tent, why didn't he go get Carmelo's coach or his coach? Why didn't he go get somebody else? Why did he take matters into his own hands? That's the thing we have to look at. He took matters into his own hands. You invaded somebody's space. Then you attack somebody, and then you act like, oh, it's okay. It wasn't okay for you to attack that man, no matter what color he could have been. It doesn't make it right. And see, that's the thing. His family, his dad, I don't care, speaking out, saying different things, and on TikTok, and he's just carrying on, honey. So I'm just saying, here you are. One minute you said, all I want to apologize. All I want him to apologize. But then you go in left field, showing your true colors. Go ahead, Miss Gigi.
All right.
Thank you for letting me say something.
On this case out of Texas.
Right.
Carmelo Anthony, he's 19 now. He was 17 at the time. Got into an altercation with one of his high school, I think someone he knew from high school, pushed him out of the tent, didn't want him in the tent. He said no. They got into a fight. He stabbed him, and then the kid ended up dying. And now he's getting 35 years. My heart goes out to everyone here.
Sure.
But
Sure.
some premeditated murderers don't get 35 years.
I think it says a lot that we live in a society where Kyle Rittenhouse can leave where he's from, go with a long gun that he ain't authorized to have, he's too young to have, shoot two people, and people can find him innocent. It says a lot that George Zimmerman can gun down a dude after the police, a young man after the police told him not to follow him. That we have a Tamir Rice who gets shot by a police officer who was so poorly trained and was such a bad prospect that he'd been fired from other police departments And they said no amount of training would make him a viable officer, and he's acquitted. We've seen that. And I don't want, first off, I want to acknowledge that loss of life is tragic. And I don't want people to be treated like Carmelo Anthony was. But I think that everybody should have the same presumption that you gave those other people. And he had an all-white jury. Let me tell you something. Nothing all-white is good for you. Nothing. I don't care if it's sugar, rice, potatoes, pasta, or juries. Nothing all-white is good for you.
All right. Thoughts about that? Tamala? All right. Did I lose Tamala? Let me see.
Oh no, Gigi, you did.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
Gigi, I'm here.
What are your
I'm
thoughts?
here. But I think he's telling the truth, though, Gigi. Nothing, anything that's all white jewelry, it's nothing good behind it. It's nothing good behind it. You know, people try to say, oh, it wasn't all. Yes, it was. And I'm just saying that shows right there. Where was the black folks? Where was the ones that probably got jury duty notes? Did they any of them get a jury duty? Because I can't see that. I can't understand that. It's sickening. That's
All
what
right.
I'm saying.
I'm going to play another clip. I'm going to play some clips, and I want to get your reaction from them, okay?
Sounds great, Gigi.
Out here to play. I came out here since you over here want to call this boy. Then we're gonna take the covers off you. Ain't no way in hell that you need to be a damn DA with this foolishness. Did you know that there is a 75-page federal lawsuit for harassment of the DA that was saying that Carmelo Anthony is a murderer, where you need to be a registered offender, sucker. Let me read. The pot calling the kettle black cow, but you the whole DA out here. Oh, so you thought y'all was the only one that could go in PACES. And let me explain to you what PACES is. PACES is the database for federal lawsuits. See, we have a research team, baby, that's colder than the media. So let me go ahead and read a little bit of it and show you how disgusting this joke is. After Jane Doe 1 refused defendant Willis, ain't that his name, Greg Willis? Oh, okay. Advances at the Galveston TDCAA conference, he treated her quite differently in the workplace. He began demeaning and berating her. In one closed-door meeting, he told her, "You think like a child, and I would treat you like a child." Defendant Willis likely appreciated the gender slurring that is implicit in a male supervisor telling a female employee that she thinks like a child. Oh, wait a minute, it gets better. Hold on. More than once, she tried to break free, but he held her tighter. These physical encounters were unwanted and sexual in nature. Jane Doe 1 eventually put in for a position in the Victim Assistance Division and got it in December 2020. This role put her under the supervision of Chief Prickle. However, the unwanted touches and full frontal hugs with moaning continued. The most recent hugs back in April 2022. We got a damn freak for the DA, but you want to talk about Carmelo Anthony? No, we're gonna talk about you, because if you want to sit up here and go do this rocket docket type case, well, we're gonna rocket docket your ass, because you need to be in jail. You do not need to be a DA here. But see, this is what they don't tell you. That's why you got to research your people, who you're voting for. And I'm going to say this to the Republican Party. Republican Party, y'all need to write somebody else in, because this man here is a deviant, and he has no place being a DA here in Collin County.
All right,
See,
Tamala,
I ain't come out here to play.
your thoughts about that?
Gigi, I'm just going to say this. Most of politicians and mega are pedophiles, okay?
Okay, let's watch our language. Pedos.
I mean, petties. Most of them is pedos. Most of them is, the R word. Most of them is been committing sexual harassment. They do all this. And like she said, if you don't dig and do your research, Man, you'll fall for anything because that's exactly what they do. They shoving it under because all of them know each other, so they keeping it hush hush. But one thing I can say about Candace Matthews, she came a day late, a dollar short, but she did come with her receipts, regardless, of her being a day late. But she was in Houston defending another situation. And I know she couldn't be here two places at once, but I do feel like this is the main case she should have been there for. I really do feel like that. And that's my situation. That's my take on that, Gigi.
Okay. All right. So it's so many. Let me go here.
Yes, but did you play the one that I sent you about Cardi B? Cardi B said it all. She hit the bomb. If you can play that, she hit the bomb. Now she hit the bomb. She called it like it was.
From this, I learned to tell my sons, if a white boy, do not argue with no white boys, cause baby, ain't no law protecting you if something goes down with them. That's what I learned from this case. I'm gonna tell my sons, you argue with a white boy, walk the fuck away, cause the law don't protect you. I sure learned something.
All right. Is that what it was?
No, you didn't go to the all the way to the beginning where she started saying about Cal. She started, I mean, not Cal, Austin, where she said Austin was the aggressor, where she said that, yes, she really went in deep on her situation. She really did. If you can listen to her, she really went deep.
And Carmelo Anthony receiving 35 years in prison. She stated, wow, just freaking wow, disgusting. This is not justice. This is trying to make an example. Now, also stated that people were ready to cancel Cardi over this tweet. So now she's going back and retracting some of the things.
No, she did not. She didn't retract anything.
Sorry for both parties, but Carmelo still didn't deserve 35 years.
Always like to see both sides of the coins. And on top of that, I am a mother. I am a parent. I do understand the pain that Austin parents are feeling because they lost a child. And I also feel the pain of Anthony's parents because they also lost a child to the system. Maybe not forever, but it's a boy that was not raised in the trenches, that is not a street boy, that showed a lot of emotion right after the incident. He showed a lot of emotions in the incident. And after he got sentenced, he also showed a lot of emotions, which, if you guys look at a lot of cases, a lot of people don't do that. It is a very unfortunate situation. And I'm not into the because a race thing. It's not a race thing. What's wrong is wrong, and what's right is right. However, in this situation, it really is a race thing. I am pretty sure, especially in Texas, this happens a lot in Texas. If Anthony was white and he was surrounded by a whole bunch of black football players and two twins, the case would have went extremely different. What I would tell my sons, son, don't let nobody punk you. Don't ever let nobody make you feel less of a man, and always defend yourself. I highly doubt that Anthony went over there by himself to a tent full of strong ass football players. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna cause a ruckus. Just because you have a knife and you against 14 boys that are strong that tackle people for a living, that's not gonna make you feel tough because somebody's gonna knock that knife off your hand. If Austin and his team felt a certain type of way that he went to the tent, he should have went to his coach. What do they tell us in school? If you have an issue with somebody, go to a teacher, go to an adult. If Austin had an issue with Anthony being in the tent, he should have went to the coach and told the coach, take him out of the tent. But Austin took into his hands to get aggressive with Anthony. Just because somebody provoked you, and they could provoke you, they could provoke you. If you put your hands on them, it's still wrong. It's illegal to put your hands on somebody. He put his hands on somebody. Austin was twice his size, And not only that, but I also heard he knows how to fight jiu-jitsu. He was surrounded, he was protecting himself. Is it wrong to lose your life over something so petty? Absolutely is wrong. Like I said, it's a lose situation on both. I'm not the type of person that likes to make things about race, this, but come on now. It would have been so different if it was a white boy that went to a black football player's tent. I feel like I went to court, right? The jurors took 2 hours to deliver the verdict, and it was about album cover. It took them 2 hours to deliver a verdict. It took this case 3 hours to deliver someone's life. They had the option of giving him manslaughter because clearly this wasn't planned to be murder. They just probably felt like, you know what, we hungry, we tired, I ain't trying to come back tomorrow. Here's what it is. No thought, no care, no nothing. 35 years, I really feel like is excessive, extremely excessive. And I understand that there is a life taken away. Let's talk about technicality, self defense. When do self defense start playing in? And for who self defense apply to? When does that start to play out? When you beat down to the ground, black pulpy eyes, blood everywhere, that's when it applies. Keep your hands to yourself because there's consequences. Both families got to pay the price. And I really truly feel bad for Anthony and Austin, of course, because he lost his life, but I feel bad. It's an unfortunate situation. And then I don't like how some people are attacking me, but some of y'all the type of people that somebody get in your face, you will pull out a gun. I'm not the type. I don't like guns. I grew up with guns and shit like that. I sure learned something from this. I learned to tell my sons, do not argue with no white boys.
All right.
So I'm just gonna say this. You see why I love Cardi B? Because she kept it real. They was trying to strike her, but she came back and still it with respect and still said what she really felt. The boy Austin was wrong. Wrong. And two wrongs don't make a right, but he was defending himself. That was defense. That was the boy, Karmelo was defending himself against a bully, a known bully. And I know they know he's a bully. The whole town probably knows he's a bully. But like you said, and like other people stated, it's got a lot to do with politics and other things. But at the end of the day, no, we got to speak out. We got to speak out because what Cardi B said, it just blew it out of water for me. It just did because she spoke nothing but the truth, everything. And I said when I heard it under that page, I said, baby, Cardi B, you in the wrong field, baby. You need to be an attorney. And I said, Kim Kardashian, she ain't standing for nothing. No, Cardi hit the hammer on the nail. That boy was wrong. He was dead wrong. And two wrongs don't make a right. But when you go poking the bear, as a lot of your people have said in the chat before on your other channels, when you go poking the bear, that's what you get. But see, his father them and his mother them, a lot of responsibility lie on them. Accountability is everything. I always say that. You have to hold your children accountable for their actions. You have to. That boy went and Austin called that boy a monkey, trying to push his weight around. No, you have to call your kid. You knew your kid was doing this a long time ago. You knew he was doing this. But see, before he probably wasn't picking on a black child. He was probably picking on his own kind who was scared. Some of them probably was scared to get kicked out of the football team or different other stuff. You know, you come on now. They retract their statement. A lot of them retract their statement. But the first statement they gave was the legit statement.
All right. So let's look at this and react. If you guys are in here, welcome to the East Side Porch Talk, where we have conversations like this. I urge you guys to please like this video for Karmelo. Anthony, please comment. We want you guys to engage as well. We want to hear your thoughts as well. Make sure you guys subscribe here. And I want to see this right here.
It's real. I'm sorry. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike?
This message is for Jet Metcalf. And if you can see Jet Metcalf, please tag him in my post. Jeff, the reason Austin is not here anymore is because of you. All the hate that you have for people of color and for Black people, he learned that from you.
Yes.
He learned to hate from you. I believe racism is not something that just happens when you're born. I believe that it is taught. And he watched your actions and how you spoke about people. And that was a clear example above. Your son isn't here because he felt emboldened by your actions to do what he did to Carmelo Anthony. And he thought that he would be able to get away with it. But the thing is, my mom and my parents always told me, mind the business that pays you. And to never second guess a person because you don't know what they're dealing with and you don't know what they're capable of. So you always be on alert. Well, your son, he didn't learn that lesson. You didn't teach your son right. You didn't educate your son how not to be racist or how not to be somebody. And it ended up costing him his life. So you can be as hateful as you want online. You can be as emboldened. You can feel as angry as you want. But this shit starts at home. So you're responsible for your son losing his life.
Card, Black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that?
But he wasn't like this in the beginning, right?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He pretend. Like, I'm not a racist.
I felt like I don't think he pretended in the beginning. I think he's pretending now. I think that money. Hold on. I think they're putting money in his pocket and they're pushing him to push this agenda. That's what I think. I think because this is just overdoing it. You already got your verdict. You know, I think it's other people in his ear. I'm sure the big people, politics, and the system and a white nationalist is in his ear, giving him money to push it on.
Okay, but Gigi, why would you do that knowing that appeal is going on? And also, why would you do that if you're telling people that you're going to take them for his family, Carmelo's family, for their estate, for the mother's escalade and all their jewelry and all? You just was naming all the household items that you were trying to take from the family. So why would you do that? Because that shows right there that you are a racist and your case is going to be thrown out. Any civil case that he is trying to get. Because guess what? That shows where your son got it from. Just like the young lady said, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And that's why he's not here today.
Yeah. All right. I want to see if I can find a longer version of this.
I've been so oppressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you. You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah. I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color or a race or gender. Whose broad ass idea was that? I don't know about you, but when I grew up, there was no participation trophy.
See? That's what they mad about. It was given to a young black man.
For me because my feelings were hurt.
Hold on. Well, let me go through.
Y'all can let me make something racist.
Some people are saying this might be AI.
A lie is temporary.
No, because that's what he was saying on TikTok too.
Lasts forever.
Jeff Metcalf finally had a chance to read the words he's been writing in a notebook to address his son's killer.
You said, people think that grief is sadness, but it's not. It's rage.
Oh.
Pure, unfiltered rage. You failed yourself. You failed your parents. You failed society. You don't belong in this community.
That's correct.
Metcalf's victim impact statement came at the end of Carmelo Anthony's murder trial. For months, the father of Austin Metcalf has been silenced by a gag order imposed by the judge. Now he's free to speak publicly and says he's also free of something else.
When I woke up this morning, it was a very different feeling. When I woke up, I felt like 1,000,000 pounds had been lifted off my shoulders. Because I used to wake up every morning with this anxiety, with this feeling of dread. And this morning was the first day I woke up with a feeling of peace, comfort, tranquility that I haven't experienced in 14 months. And I felt Austin.
Metcalf was in court every day of Anthony's trial. The 19-year-old, now convicted murderer not only took his son Austin's life, he did it right in front of Austin's twin brother, Hunter.
What killed me was the body cam footage when I could hear Hunter screaming, oh God, my brother, my twin. You know, as a parent, you always want to protect your kids. And to hear my son and the fear in his voice, and I'm not there to fix it.
What was it like sitting in that courtroom with Carmelo Anthony for 5 or 6 days?
Challenging is the first word that comes to my mind. And I'll even say this. I had a little bit of sorrow because I'm human. And that poor boy is fixing to experience a life that I would not wish upon anyone.
Metcalf says even today he's received death threats and has previously endured doxing of his personal information and multiple swatting calls to his house from people who he says have tried to villainize Austin and the family.
I would hope they take a look in the mirror. And if you have children, and if it was your child who was murdered, would you like people dragging his name through the mud, making memes, making jokes, and just really vile comments?
Where do you and the Metcalf family go from here?
Well, I mean, this is day one of a long healing process. Because honestly, it's been impossible to start healing until this trial was complete.
The trial may be over, but the racial polarization among Americans on display outside the Collin County Courthouse continues.
Look at the effect, not just the effect here between the Metcalf family and the Anthony family. Look what it did, one, to those kids they have to live with. Two, it took on this huge, wider, let's have a race war throughout the nation.
Metcalf insists that his son had no racist motives when he approached Anthony about leaving a track team tent.
This case was never about race.
There's going to be those people now that just, try to throw shade on the whole trial with the jury makeup and the speed of it and that sort of thing. I mean,
well, those are the same people that said he was jumped by 4 people. His phone was broken. You're going to spin whatever story to try to keep yourself afloat.
Metcalf believes Anthony should have received a life sentence. He says if Anthony is up for parole in 17 years, he will be there in some form to argue against it.
If I'm still alive, yes, I will be there in person. If not, I am going to make a video, if I'm passed on, that can be played.
There are no walls in Metcalf's home without photos or paintings of Austin and his twin. These images and a scholarship in his son's name are what remain for this father, who says he's ready to finally forgive, but not forget.
But people need to understand about forgiveness. Forgiveness was not for him. Forgiveness was for me, so I don't carry the rage, the hate, and that around. It will eat me up like cancer.
J.D. Miles.
All right, Tamala, your thoughts?
Gigi, I'm just going to say this. That man right there, He's concealing a whole lot. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Because he talking about if I can go and take a video, why would you do something like that? See, this is the stuff that I'm talking about that ain't quite right. You know, and then you talking about the peace you had received after you, not because of the verdict, because the same person was terrorizing you. That's the peace you got. Because he was terrorizing you and probably the other son too, bullying him. That's why y'all didn't let him get on the stand. Truth be told. Because he should have been the eyewitness. He was the eyewitness. He should have been there. There's no reason why he shouldn't have been there. Wasn't nothing wrong with him after the verdict. He was standing side by side with the family. Wasn't nothing wrong with him then. He was in his right mind. So that's why I said a lot of this that was played out with Melo, I'm sorry it played out with him like that. I pray that his family don't give up, that they keep going. I pray that the community don't let this lie like this. And I pray that we as a Black culture, a multicultural really, because, you know, we got a lot of Indian people that are our people, and we have to stand for each other because we have to get in unity. Because if we don't come together, this whole thing is going to fall underneath us, man. If we don't get a grip on it, if we don't get a grip on it and stand and let them know, I don't care if you got to hit their pockets, hit them where it hurts at. Stop buying their made houses already made. Buy you some land, different things like that, so we can be able to stop all this. Because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Oh, if you read some of the comments, I was so furious when they said, oh, his parents wanted to raise him in a gated community and wanted to say he was this well-to-do kid. Well, now he's got the gated community he always wanted, and they always wanted them to have. You know, stuff like that, the little comments like that. If this man really wanted justice and he really wanted to end all this other stuff, he wouldn't even say the things he said. The comments that he made. So yeah, I'm gonna say it once again. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. They knew this boy was a bully a long time ago. They knew that the school had problems with their son. But guess what? They took nothing. They did nothing. They didn't hold him accountable for his action. They always shoved it under the rug. And I bet you if you really go back over the school, I bet you he wasn't doing good in classes. Somebody probably was doing his homework for him. You know, all kinds of stuff. It's just, I just don't feel like that this kid, they try to make it seem like this kid was such a good kid when everybody else said what they said. The other kids made a statement, but why was they able to retract that statement? That's what I don't understand. Once again, I have so many whys to this case that I know can't get answered until he gets uphill. Because, like I said, everybody know kids have phones. And if they have phones, somebody was recording this. Somebody was recording the whole fight. Somebody was recording it. Somebody got it. Somebody got the recording to this fight. You can't tell me they don't. They didn't take none of those kids' phones. None of those kids, they didn't get the text messages to see what they were saying. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of evidence in that. I'm pretty sure. And I can bet you money on it. There's a lot of evidence in those kids' phone. And somebody's still keeping it. Somebody's still keeping it.
Okay. I want to play this.
I remember when this case had started bubbling. And I remember when there were...
All right. She got music in the background. Can't do that.
His son died. And he ain't finna hold back. And I don't blame him. It sounded a little cuckoo a little bit, but if this was my kid, y'all wouldn't even recognize me. I'd be cussing and everything. I'm gonna cuss. I'm gonna be cussing and threatening people, everything. Y'all gonna have to come pray for you. Pastor gonna have to be like him, but on both sides, laying hands on me, throwing oil or something, because I'm gonna be crazy. If I had to do what this man had to do and somebody done killed my son, never coming back and never see him again. Roll the clip.
But won't you see him in heaven? But okay.
Speak very derogatory of him or make memes and talk all over the internet about my son while I'm under a gag order and can't respond. It's like being tied to a chair and someone is slapping your face back and forth, and you can do nothing about it but take it. Well, that day is ended. The muzzle's off. And all you people, I'm telling you up front right now.
He really wants to say all you ends. That's what he said. All you people, that you ends. If he said it, I wouldn't blame him. He get a pass on this one. Cause I ain't gonna lie, these ends out here acting up. They are acting a fool. Jasmine Crockett, wait till you see what she said. We'll finish the clip.
Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both. The race card, black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture and race. Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of people that embarrass the shit out of me too. But you guys, you got a patent on that shit. And the only people that's going to change it are you. Don't blame the white person because we can't change it. But you're going to blame the white person for everything else. We're the bad ones. We're the one that held you down. Guess what? You can do everything in America that I can do. Tell me one thing you can't do that I can't do. We all have equal rights.
Daddy out here whooping them. And look, the crazy thing is, I ain't even white. And I agree with the white man. Y'all see, I did this so y'all can see the contrast of the families. This man lost his son was killed. The kid who killed his son was convicted of murder. So not only is he thinking that, not only has his son actually got killed, the court of law revealed that it was the actual murder intentionally, and therefore, it's no question. It was not self-defense. His son was murdered. And he said the craziest thing that I thought was true, and white people too afraid to say this. That's probably why some people like me, because I can say what you want to say. White people got to stop being afraid to just say it like it is. Black fatigue is a real thing. See, I don't consider myself nothing. I'm a man of God. I'm an American. I ain't nobody worried about no skin color because I ain't like none of y'all YNs anyway. Some people on my side, some people with the same skin color, we agree. We hang out, we kick it. They my friends. They got common sense. They building businesses. They raising their family. They good dads. All this other stuff. Good mamas, whatever. So yeah, but there's other ones that kept the same skin that we ain't from the same planet. Y'all tripping. But I'm glad he said it. Because black people got to stop doing this. When I say black people, y'all know I'm not talking about every person. I'm talking about the ones who are doing this stuff. Out here blaming a white man for everything that you do instead of taking accountability for your actions. It is so exhausting to listen to people be this stupid. Exhibit A. Since his son died.
All right. That's Brandon. Kamala, what do you got to say about Brandon?
I just think that Brandon, I don't care. I'm going to say it. I think he's a real idiot because at the end of the day, you went on a clip that he said, but did you see that they jumped him? That boy fought him. Do you think that was honest to go in somebody else's face? So I would like to ask Brandon, if I was in your space, how would you feel? If I hit you in your head, what would you do? Walk away? No, you wouldn't. You probably would have had me in a chokehold too. So no, I would like I said, Brandon, and tell me what the autopsy said, what they really said. How bad was the damage? Did he really die from a knife wound?
All right. So let's go here. I'm gonna put in
Charleston White,
okay.
because Charleston White hit it head on the nail too. Real people know what it is. But when people trying to make money and they don't want to say what it is because they want to keep on making it white, keep on making money. And, and they got a lot of those W fans. And he talking about a YN. Karmelo wasn't a YN. He changed his life. He sit there and told you what his life used to be. And now what it is now.
All right, let's play some clips.
Austin Metcalf and his brother had been suspended the week before. That's why they didn't know Karmelo was under the tent. It wasn't Karmelo who had been suspended. It was Hunter and the Metcalf brothers who had been suspended. Why?
Thank you.
According to the coach. And went fishing. So the coach lied and said, well, I technically didn't suspend them. I just gave them. Well, they're saying that Austin was given permission to run the tent. No, he wasn't. The coach just told him, step up and be a leader. He didn't run the tent. Those are lies that's being told, so y'all follow me. They were suspended last week. The kid who said, oh, I didn't know Karmelo, has text message that proves that, guess what? He used to call Karmelo, hey, come pick me up, sir. Let's go play basketball together. Karmelo and this kid got multiple pictures, these 9 different pictures that were presented to the jury to prove that the state's witness lied about not knowing Karmelo. Then Karmelo's mother took a picture that blew their mind. So how can a kid with epilepsy, and by the way, he never brought a knife to school. It was a tool. What kind of tool? A Boy Scouts tool. And it wasn't 6 inches, it wasn't 4 inches. It's a little small tool, compact tool. What kind of tool they call it, Mel? A multi-tool that the Boy Scout uses. Wasn't a knife. It wasn't a knife. But since you guys can't go to the trial, you can't be in the trial, you're not talking to somebody that's reliable in the trial, y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So let me just...
All right, hold on, give me 1 second.
I want to say this to the Metcalf parent. If I have said anything that we already got the money set aside for appeals bond. Why? All white jury, the judge and the DA are buddies, along with the dad, best friends. That's been our trump card. We've been holding, already knew that. God has spoken, and you cannot make me believe that as many gray-haired white women in that jury that's dealing with white guilt about going to heaven is not gonna have no compassion about a kid that's been straight A from the time he's ever read a book in school, has no history of violence, has saved children's lives by risking his own life by jumping in to save somebody from drowning. This kid has no violence. Austin, on the other hand, is a violent brute with some sexual rape allegations hanging on his ass. That's why, man, they coerce them kids. But one thing about kids can't lie to professionals under pressure. When you was told, when you gave a statement in the beginning, you can't come back and amend it later and say, well, I meant. No, what you said that night is law. Back up right up. All them white people talking about what they gonna do, they ain't gonna do shit, nigga. They ain't gonna do shit. When Makai Johnson and Galvin Long killed them motherfucking white police officers, you white motherfuckers didn't do a goddamn thing. Not no guilty. If you think they're gonna find him guilty and they just put manslaughter on as a charge and it wasn't on there in the beginning, you don't know law, cracker. You like the dumb white boy that had the whip. He can't spell either, nigga. Yeah. We already got the money set aside for appeals bond. Why? All white jury, the judge and the DA are buddies, along with the dad, best friends. That's been our trump card. We've been holding. Already knew that, but we wanted everything to play out how they had it. I can't wait till I walk. The family. We waiting on each other. Yeah. I've been riding with the family, nigga, since day one. I'm sorry, since day 5. White people mad because they poor. Nigga, I wouldn't give a damn about what happened. I got a show tomorrow. I'm getting rich out here off content creation. All you white people, you're still going to be fucking poor, struggling with gas prices. Say, big dog, hey, I went and got me a Miss Lily. I went and got me a white woman. Yeah, I went and got me a white woman. I'm finna treat her like she black today. So I'm giving her everything she wants. You want some wings? You want some chicken wings? Say, no, listen, I told y'all everything I told y'all about that motherfucking trial. I told y'all, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told y'all last year the boys had dope in their system. I told y'all it wasn't a knife, it was a compass tool. It wasn't even long enough to get it, it wasn't even long enough to pierce his heart. Yeah. White people can't beat everybody. Yeah, they got China on their ass, North Korea, Russia, Afghanistan, Venezuela, Mexico, Canada. Y'all can't beat everybody, cracker toe. Listen, the prosecution came back. Now, when did white folks start having compassion? When did a cracker say, listen, I don't give a damn how it goes. Automatic win on appeal. All white jury, everybody 50 plus older. You mean to tell me they can't find nobody that's a jury of his peers? A jury of his peers. I cannot believe Collin County dropped the ball like this here. I cannot believe, as racist as Collin County has been since they have existed. But you know what's happening now? They done let them kids that went to elementary school bring that nigga dick out there. We already got the money set aside for appeals bond. Why? All white jury?
All right. Tamala, what are your thoughts about Charleston?
I totally agree with them. All white jury. You know, the medical examiner couldn't really tell you what the injuries were. So, I mean, he did say he stabbed him multiple times. There was just one. So I believe that the drugs in their system. I'm like Charleston White. I believe the drugs in his system, really. That's what I believe. I will have to see the medical examiner paperwork. I will have to see a whole lot, because it's a whole lot to this case that is not right. It's not right. And I'm still saying it, and I'm sticking to it. And we all should speak out about it, because Karmelo Anthony shouldn't have to go down the drain like that. You know, these kids, you know, they didn't want it. They wanted to keep that hush hush. They want to keep a whole lot hush hush. But, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, he was protecting himself. This young man was not a bully. He never had a streak of violence. He never had anything against anyone. And Charleston White, I didn't want to bring up the situation about the young man, about the allegedly, how can I put it? Because the allegedly harassment, the sexual harassment, I'm going to say like this, on one of the young ladies. So, I mean, that boy, that's why I said he's not innocent. You know, he's not innocent. And at the end of the day, he was wrong. He was wrong. If you thought that you were in charge and that boy was underneath that tent, so you say it was about a tent. So you say, you and your brother say it's about a tent, which I know it's not about a tent. It wasn't about a tent, because somebody could have went and got a coach. Why would your brother sit there and watch you beat him up, put him in a chokehold, but don't run and get nobody to help y'all to say, hey, this is what's going on? They started a fight. He started a fight, and my brother is trying to, restrain him or whatever. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case whatsoever. They stood around and watched that boy fight Karmelo. Okay? Somebody has the video. I'ma still say that. Somebody has the video. Some child got the video. And if you can hear me, don't let that be on your don't let that be on your life conscious all the time, that you could have saved a life and you knew what was happening. Speak out. Because the same thing can happen to you later on in the future. The Bible teaches us what goes around comes around. So if you're going to go along with the bully doing something like that, then you are part of the bully.
All right.
Because you guys got the tape. They got the tape, Gigi. You can't tell me these kids love the video stuff like that. You tell me they ain't got the tape? Yeah, somebody got that. It's on somebody's phone. And it's going to come out. The truth going to come out. I believe it will come out.
All right. I'm going to play this clip.
Why do everybody think Karmelo is not guilty? Like, y'all got to start taking race out of everything. Like, Karmelo is definitely guilty. He did not need to use deadly force against that boy. He killed that boy in cold blood. Look at the facts. Like, you was asked to leave the tent multiple times before they even did anything to you or touched you. You should have left the tent. That was his first mistake right there. When you trying to prove self-defense by deadly force, you have to have taken every option to get out the situation. He had an option to get out the situation. He did not have to stay in the tent when he did that. 2, he had the nerve to say, touch me and see what happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, Karmelo knew he had a knife on him. You see what I'm saying? And boom, you getting into it with 3-4 boys. Like, you know they're gonna jump you. You know what I'm saying? So you egged him into fighting you, so you had a reason to stab him, and it didn't go his way. Like, it's levels to self-defense, and I feel like we need to start teaching people what real self-defense is when it's coming to using deadly force. Now, when Austin hit him, that was his right to hit him back because you hit me back. Like, we're fighting with our fists. Austin should never touch the boy, period, though. But he didn't have to kill him. Like, his life was not in danger. You at a track meet. Your life is not in danger.
All right. Your thoughts?
I'm going to be honest with you, Gigi. Some people are going to say, some people are going to have their opinion of the situation. And I'm just, I'm going to say this, regardless of the fact, I would have said the same thing. If you touch me, you're going to find out. Because at the end of the day, it still goes back to this. What gave you the reason to keep telling him get out from underneath the tent? If you felt like he was doing something wrong, why didn't you go get someone? Why didn't you go get his coach? Why didn't you go get your coach? And like they said, your coach didn't even give you no permission to tell who can get under the tent and who can't. So at the end of the day, he was still dead wrong. He was still dead wrong. Just like Cardi B said, they teach us in school that if something is going on, we go get somebody. Why didn't you go get somebody? He could have diffused the situation by letting him stand at the tent and he go get somebody. If he thought the boy was wrong for being under the tent. But no, he still took matters into his own hands. So, yes, it's his fault. And I'm sorry to say that. But, you just can't just up and think you can take over somebody and bully somebody because you bigger than somebody.
All right. Let me see here.
Secret Service Sam here. So this is wild to me. Carmelo Anthony's Give, Send, Go campaign that was up to $625,000, which, by the way, his parents didn't take and buy a house or luxury cars. They paid for their attorney. That has already been debunked and confirmed by the family. Mike Howard was not a public defender. They paid that man. To do what? I'm not really sure. Anyway, I'm digress-relating. TMZ reports they took down his Give, Send, Go that had made almost $630,000 after his murder conviction. My point is, why does Kyle Rittenhouse still have a Give, Send, Go account up? This man traveled across state lines. His mother took him there. He killed people with an AK and is celebrated, invited to the White House. Why don't they remove his Give, Send, Go account? And if you remember the racist Cinnabon worker, Crystal, who had a Give, Send, Go, and she raised up to $132,000 for calling people the N-word. So in America, apparently, racism does pay. It's disgusting. If they took down Karmelo's account, they need to take down every other single racist that is getting money on that platform. Secret Service Sam out, Samson for president of the world. Secret Service Sam here. So Secret Service Sam here, and I believe the fix is in on Karmelo Anthony. We have another gentleman who saw the tapes. He filled out the Freedom of Information Act, just like Dwayne Turner did. And he's saying that the video he saw does not correspond at all with what the witness statements were inside the courtroom. Listen to this.
Yeah, so again, my name is Tony Sturdivant. I was one of the individuals that put in a FOIA request to see the video. What I saw was starkly different from the testimony that I heard given in the trial. There were 6 kids that walked up, 2 splintered off. I guess that part of was introduced in the trial where they went to deflect the coach. The other 4 walked directly to Carmelo Anthony. There was a brief conversation, I say maybe 20, 30 seconds. And from there, a scuffle ensued. It didn't last long. Carmelo backed out the back of the canopy. He looked one way, looked to the left, and flew down those bleachers. Now, this is the video that was presented to us. This is the questions that I have, though. Why wasn't that video presented in court? And is it the true video? Because, again, it's starkly different from the testimony given in the trial. Carmelo Anthony flew down those bleachers, fell at the bottom of the bleachers, got up, took off. There was maybe 2 or 3 kids that you could see kind of give chase, but Carmelo was gone, so they weren't even going to put a finger on him and touch him. Again, there was a scuffle that ensued at the top of the bleachers, and Carmelo got out of there. But I don't know why that was not brought up in court. I don't know why that was shown. I don't know if the ISD gave us a bogus ass video. I don't know, but that's what I saw.
Yes, I think that should be everybody's question is why did they not show that video in court? What video did they show in court? Who's lying? Who is covering up what actually happened? Because in my opinion, from what I know on this case, Carmelo Anthony should not be sitting in prison for 35 years. It was self-defense, and we need to get a hold of those videos. The public deserves to see what actually happened. We see this all the time where police will lie, say somebody shot at them, and then we see the body cam footage and it's a complete fabrication. What do you guys think? I am here to expose all of their lies and all.
Thank you, Secret Sam.
Story out of Leesburg, Lee County, Georgia. Secret Service Sam here, and Jeff Metcalf continues to make a fool out of himself. I had somebody in my DM saying, that was AI, man. He didn't really say those racist things. Well, check this out.
That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You can hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the fuck he did.
Free speech is awesome.
This coming from the guy who doesn't see color. None of his sons were racist, yet he talks like this. You sure about that, Jeffy?
I forgave him, so I don't carry the hate and the anger. So I don't get ate up like cancer and kills you from the inside. It's like me drinking poison and hoping it kills you. It doesn't work that way. You gotta let that stuff go or it will kill you. It will eat you up inside.
You sure about that, Jeffy? Because on this side of the aisle, it seems like you still have quite a bit of hate in your heart. It seems like you always had this hate in your heart. And you
come on now.
Which is the real sin. but we're going to keep exposing all of your little racist secrets because there's more, because you did a whole hour-and-a-half racist rant on YouTube with Sarah Fields. Man.
I told you.
Sam out.
I told you, Gigi.
So when people ask me, how can you forgive him? If I didn't, I would have wound up killing him and going to prison.
Go ahead. You wanted to speak?
Oh, yeah, Gigi. I was just going along with Secret Service Sam said, because at the end of the day, he was doing it on YouTube and TikTok. And I know that and Sam is saying that's not AI. It's not AI. It's actually him. And he's, like Sam said, he's actually putting out what he really feels. And that's how he feels. Anytime you say, well, didn't we give you a lot? Because I'm going to tell you something, Gigi. I was coming back from Miami, I think. And I was in a lift. I had a guy said that was talking. And, I'll pretend like I was sleeping. The other girl was up front in the thing. And I'm like, pretending like I'm sleeping. He was like, yeah, they keep on wanting us to take care of them. Now, we gave the Indians enough. And we already gave them African Americans 40 acres and a mule. And I'm just like, he kept on looking to see if he could get a reaction out of me. I got my eyes up. I'm just being honest, Gigi. People thinking like it, just like he just said, just like that boy's daddy said, we gave you enough. Haven't we gave you enough? That's how they think. Like they gave us something, but you never gave us anything. A lot of Black Americans work hard for what they want. They work so hard for what they want. A lot of them ain't taking out here, ain't robbing nobody. They worked hard for what they got. And y'all want to take it. That's what the way they always have been. People don't want to see reality, but it is there. It is there. They don't want us to have anything. When you walk into a store, they want to follow you. When you go to Cracker Barrel, just to eat a breakfast meal, they want to follow you around in that little thing, thinking you're going to take something out of there. Who wants something out of there? It's crazy. It's a crazy piece of work. They hate you because of your color. And that's where Kyle got it from. Like the first lady, when you played her video, she was right. It starts at home. Wasn't nobody born to hate another race? If you put those kids, whether it's white, Black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, with Asia, whatever, you put them out there together and watch, they're going to play. They're going to play together. But if you taught them in their home to hate another color because of their skin, then yes, that's what they're going to continue to do. And they're going to be just like the rest of them, what you call today white supremacists.
All right. Well, this has been a successful. Thank you so much, Tamala, for coming through. We're going to end it at this time. Hopefully next time you guys will come up and speak. And everybody that comment in the comment section, I appreciate you all. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe at the East Side Porch Talk. All right, Tamala.
All right. I just want to say, chat, it was good to be back with you guys, to talk with you guys. I just hope that we can keep standing for, 10 toes down for Karmelo. But at the end of the day, let's hoping that he stays strong, because, this is very hard for that young man who never been locked up for anything. So let's just pray that he stands strong and that God put his protection shield around him. And whatever those monitoring and demonic spirits think that they got, whatever assignment that they turn, we asking God to block all assignments that is against this young man.
All right. And we're out.